connecting the RC Geek center burner to the Freewing 64mm F-14. And I've done this already on my F-16, which is in the background here, and it looks really good. This one I did get the mini dual center burner. It comes with two small center burners, one V2 controller, and cables necessary to connect it up. So I did connect this through servo channel 10, which I did set up in my transmitter. I set it in my transmitter to be the same, if you can see that. So throttle is channel 1. I also set throttle to be on channel 10. This is a 10 channel receiver on here, and you can see as I move the throttle up, channel 10 goes. I have it, and what that enables me to do is to be able to test this out without actually running the throttle itself on the aircraft. So if I turn off my throttle cut, you'll see they both, channel 1 and channel 10, track together. And if I put throttle cut on, only channel 10, which is what will be connected to the center burners. I have center burner on channel 10, the two center burners just sitting here with the cables, everything's connected. I will connect together. Let's power up the aircraft. Okay, now I did order from RC Geek the 6S adapter plug, which really all it's doing is it takes the power from the balance plug of your battery and it pulls off the 2S power, and that's what powers the center burner system. So if I plug that in, that powers up the center burner. Now, like I said, if I keep my throttle cut on so I don't run the throttle, because if I turn off my throttle cut, see I'm starting to run the throttle. If I put my throttle cut on and run it up, once I hit 75% thrust, this is what I set this for, you'll see the center burners will light. And they do a flicker like a burn. They're really, really authentic looking. And then I back it off below 75% and they go out. It's pretty awesome. Now there's 3 different burn modes you can put in this thing. It comes with the documentation for the center burner, and you do it through a sequence on this controller. You press and hold the buttons. There's a little green light on here that will flash, and if based on how many flashes is based on how many you can do. So you can set this thing for the flicker on off algorithm, which is what I have set on, which is more realistic for an F-14. You can do a fade on, fade off algorithm, which instead of flickering, it does a fade. I actually have that set up on my F-16 because it looks better on the F-16 like that. And then you can do a combination flicker and fade. I went through all 3 modes. It seems the best for this option is the flicker on off. I'll go through it to show you. Press and hold. So 1, 2, release. That's the flicker. And if I do 3 and release, it'll be a fade. 1, 2, 3. So this is a fade on and off, as you can see. It fades on. And then if I do 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It does a kind of a combination of fades up, flickers. It does like 1 flicker, but I do like the flicker the best, so I'm going to keep it on 2. 1, 2. I think that looks the best. Okay, so and now that I see everything works, the next phase I will be wiring it up. I need to pull these, take the motor covers off the bottom pull these cables up through, connect them under the battery, connect everything up. Also put these center burners, which fit onto the rear of the motors, and I will do that next. So I already did the right side afterburner. I already connected in. I have the cable running up through. I just need to fish it down through into the electronics. So I will do the left side now, just to show what we need to do. So we have to take off these little ventral fins. We take off the EDF cover, and the cover comes off. Nice and simple. And it exposes the EDF. So there's 2 screws with that, comes out. And that removes your EDF, which is right here. So this is a 64 millimeter Freewing. They do use heat shrink on the ESC connections, so you do have to cut that. Okay, so there is the EDF. You have the center burner, and you have the end of the center burner slides onto the back of this. It does have one larger hole in it, and that's where I'm going to put the leads of the motor through. And it takes a little finagling, but you should be able to get these through. The 3 of them come out through. So you have the 3 come out through there. And then you spin it around, and the end just fits right over top of that. It stops where it needs to stop. Now, you take the 3 tiny set screws that come with it, 1.5 millimeter hex head. You thread them into plastic case. They thread in nicely. Tighten each 3 until you just see the plastic swell out, which means you're coming in contact. You don't want to over tighten it and over swell that, because it would crack the bezel. Looks good. Okay, so now what we have to do is fish this line in through where all the electronics are. The ESCs are under here, and then there's an access hole that goes in there. So I'll just set this here like this for now. Now what we're going to want to do is reconnect these wires. So now that that's in, we put this down in here. All right, now the large Phillips head screw is what holds in the actual fan unit. Now we'll put the fan cover back on. And then we'll put this fin back on. Then I just need to fish this down in here, which I'm hoping I can fit. Flip it over. The radio leads I fished up through are going to be behind this panel where all of the electronics are. So that, once you take that off, Right over here, that exposes the gyros here, the wing sweep mechanism, and the servos. All right, so I did fish this up through here, and the other one is fished right here, I see. So they did fish up nicely, and all I need to do is fish those all the way up through so I can get it to the controller unit. The F-14 with its swept wing design adds a lot of complexity in a model and also in the real thing. Okay, power up the aircraft. All right, now we'll plug in the balance connector to power up the module. And I'm on throttle cut. Let's run it up. Ooh, there they go. Ooh, that's awesome. Looking good. And there we go. Let's do a final test. Oh, that looks good. That will